In this special edition of the Roeper Rundown, a tribute to one of the best actors of our time. Philp Seymour Hoffman was just 46, yet he had more than 50 film roles, from Scent of a Woman to The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Let's take a look now at my 10 favorite Philp Seymour Hoffman performances. We start off with Boogie Nights. Hoffman had a relatively small role playing Scotty J. He was a sad sack boom operator with an unrequited crush on Mark Wahlberg's Dirk Diggler. It was a quirky, funny, scene-stealing performance that served notice of enormous potential. In The Talented Mr. Ripley, Hoffman played Freddie Miles. He was a snide, cynical, rich hipster who was so thoroughly despicable we almost rooted for his demise. Just when it seemed Mr. Hoffman was destined for a career playing cads and snobs, he showed another skill set, playing a compassionate nurse tending to a dying television producer in Magnolia, which was helmed by Boogie Nights director Paul Thomas Anderson.
I know that I might sound ridiculous, like this is the scene of the movie where the guy's trying to get a hold of the long-lost son, you know, but this is that scene.
One of Mr. Hoffman's most subtle and memorable performances sometimes gets overlooked. In Doubt, he was a popular priest at a Catholic parish in New York in the 1960s, suspected of improper behavior. Throughout, we're kept guessing if Father Flynn is a saint who might have engaged in some questionable behavior, or if he's a full-out monster. I also loved Hoffman's work in The Savages, a film about two grown siblings trying to figure out how to care for their estranged father who has dementia. Hoffman and Laura Linney are pitch perfect, playing the kind of seemingly normal but emotionally broken people you rarely see front and center in a film. If you've never seen the 2007 thriller Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, do yourself a favor and cue it up on your watch list. Hoffman gives a wonderfully colorful, surprising, and tragicomic performance as one of two brothers that hatch a plan to rob their parents' jewelry store. The more things go wrong, the better this film and Hoffman get. Mr. Hoffman was also an accomplished theater director and actor, and with Jack Goes Boating, he proved to be an excellent film director as well. The last time I saw him in person was in 2010 when he was promoting this lovely, authentic slice of life about a New York limo driver who goes on a blind date that changed his life. As usual, Mr. Hoffman was very gracious and kind and very passionate about this labor of love. Hoffman's working relationship with Paul Thomas Anderson yielded another brilliant performance in The Master. Some 20 years into his career, Mr. Hoffman continued to show new depths as an actor. He does mesmerizing, creepy, yet magnetic work playing Lancaster Dodd, a mid-20th century cult leader partially inspired by L. Ron Hubbard. This performance will give you the chills.
I am a writer, a doctor, a nuclear physicist, a theoretical philosopher. But above all, I am a man. Hopelessly inquisitive man, just like you.
And of course, Mr. Hoffman won the Oscar, and deservedly so, for his work in the 2005 film Capote. This was a classic example of a masterful actor playing a well-known icon without ever delving into caricature. And I think my favorite Philp Seymour Hoffman performance of all comes in Owning Mahoney. This 2003 film is based in part on the true story of a Canadian bank clerk that embezzled some $10 million from clients to fuel a gambling addiction. Hoffman perfectly captures a smart but increasingly desperate character who manages to keep so many plates spinning for so long until they come crashing down in spectacular fashion. Hoffman was so great and so prolific, I could easily create a parallel top 10 list of equally impressive performances, from Charlie Wilson's War to Cold Mountain, plus Almost Famous, Happiness, Moneyball, 25th Hour, Punch Drunk Love, The Big Lebowski, State and Maine, and A Most Wanted Man. The argument could be made that no other actor on the planet delivered as many lasting performances over the last 2 decades as Philp Seymour Hoffman. He will be greatly missed. I'm Richard Roeper.